Hey, who's on sign duty today?
I'll do it.
Oh, maybe I can't interact with it either. Oh, there we go. I'll let you do it. You're sign guy today.
We get
Sign
to get down there
guy?
to do it.
Oh, shit. Oh, I'm stuck
If
now.
you're a sign guy, then I'm tie guy.
Oh, I died, so I don't have shit on me. I forgot. Whoops. I'm a naked boy. Hey, it says you're here, but it shows you laying down on the ground.
Who, me?
No, Highball. His character's
I'm
like
standing.
sleeping. No, on fire up the stream and you'll see you're literally sleep position on this wood right here. So maybe you do need to restart. Watch as the magic sign changes. Get this coffee in. Oh my goodness.
Coffee. Gotta get the coffee in.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't. You guys try sitting in your seat.
Boom! Look at that.
Don't be sitting in any seats.
Look at that fucking magic that just happened on that sign. Beautiful, beautiful, Spike. Beautiful.
For me, he's not laying down. For me, he's standing, like, floating in the air.
Yeah. Okay, you can sit in the chair, but I can't sit in the chair. What the fuck?
Alright, so Highball, you need to restart, and I will send you another invite. Although I just saw your character take a sip of water. That was fucking weird.
Oh, fuck my life.
Uh-oh, somebody's going for viewer count. Alright. Sent. Man, I kind of want more coffee.
Too much coffee? Bad
Oh,
for you.
9:30.
Bad for your kidneys.
Oh no, it's delicious.
Are we ready to roll?
Oh,
I'm
we're
logging back in now.
we're already building the hype in the stream, sir. We are hype train rolling.
Oh, shit. Well, I mean, are we ready to officially start? Because, you know, I'm sure our audience is all trickled in by now. Trickle in, trickle in.
We're gonna get flagged, stolen, copyright. I'm sure it is copywritten. Management teams. I need some food. I don't have any food.
Trickle in. Alright.
Can I get some face music? Oh my god, it's the best. Oh, it's the best. The two best face music men in the industry. Highball's not in. Hey, Spike, what do we do? Highball's still not in. Oh, it says he's in.
Stand right in front of the table.
Yeah, he doesn't have to be in the game. I mean, as long as his sultry voice is here.
Look at the.
I saw
Look, it's got him on the ground in my game still. Look at the stream.
Yeah, I'm not there. I'm actually behind you, standing by the railing in the corner.
Oh, you're lit like on. If you're looking at the stream, you're literally just like laying down right here.
Well, I can't place this chair, nor can I sit in any other one. So apparently the game is not happening.
Oh, you just stay laying on that floor. Welcome, everybody, to Name This Podcast, episode 12. VGA Hype! With the two best. Oh, man. The face music is real. Face music is real. Thank you, Spike Highball. How you doing, gentlemen?
Hello, my friend, my friend.
We see we see Highball is sleeping on the job. Go figure. We're having some.
Sleeping. I'm right here.
Just
I'm
for
like a ghost.
just for
My dead body and my spirit's right here, looking right at you on the table.
No, I cannot
I'm
see you,
here.
Casper. Just for our viewing audience to know, we are having issues, arc, bugs, glitches, but Highball is here with us in spirit.
In voice.
I'm really here.
So,
He's here.
so don't worry. We have all the members of the tribe are alive and well and happy.
Live.
First of the month. Wake up, wake up.
Wake up. Wake up. It's the
Welcome
first of the
to
month.
December,
Get up. Catch your
3
checks
more
and
days
get
in
up.
Uh,
2018.
Yes, go get
I
your
hope
Christmas
everybody's
on.
been getting their Christmas presents.
Oh,
We're gonna
indeed,
run out of
indeed.
days.
Oh, yeah. And then going to see the old Christmas lights. I actually, not that I went up and met them, but I saw the mayor and commissioner or whatever of my town for the
Oh.
first time in 2 years.
You should have walked up and went, ho, 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 bitches.
They were paying a lot of attention to kids, so doing that in front of like 50 kids probably wouldn't have been the best look.
Escorted out of the building.
And then I could have went up to them and said, "Hi, bitches. I am Deep Roots from Deep Roots Gaming."
Oh my God.
Follow me.
But they had a musical show. It was actually called Cool Yule Band. They are out of the old town that I lived in at one time, and they were really cool. But I had to cut it early, come home, make dinner, get ready for the podcast. So for you guys, I sacrificed.
Well, God bless you.
No, God bless you guys. Gentlemen,
God bless us, everyone.
I have to ask you, what have you been consuming with your faces?
Well, I had a burger today. It was really, really good. It was 2 thin patties, and it had Thousand Island dressing in between the patties, and it had cheese on top. It was so good.
What kind of cheese?
Like cheddar, yellow cheddar.
So wait. Didn't the Big Mac secret sauce part of it was Thousand Island dressing?
No idea.
I believe part of it was. It was like Thousand Island and ketchup, or Thousand Island and something else.
I don't know, but I did consume that, and it was delicious.
So you ate a probably, was it homemade or was it like you went out to eat?
I went to a restaurant, a local one around the area, and it was muy bonito.
So for all we know, Burger King or McDonald's stole that recipe from them.
Probably not, because this restaurant's only been open for like an hour. I mean, a year.
Never mind, they stole it from McDonald's.
But let's see. As far as games I've been playing, I beat Bulletstorm.
Nice recommendation. What's the spike
Well,
rank?
Don't play it for the story, because it has a cliffhanger ending that will probably never get a Bulletstorm 2 for. So, just play it for the fun gameplay. So at that, I give it like a 7 out of 10, maybe 6.5 out of 10.
Spike score, you heard it first. 6 or 7 out of 10.
It's a fun game to just, like I said, play through in a linear way and shoot and just not think. But so I played that. I've been getting back into No Man's Sky. I re-rolled my character from the beginning again for some weird reason. I just felt like doing it.
One day I will join you.
Yeah, if anybody wants to join me who is watching this, I will play with you if you want. And I've been watching a lot of Christmas hype movies. In fact, I just watched Christmas Vacation. And every
Chevy
year we
Chase?
watch that. Yeah.
Oh, classic. Love it.
Yeah, so love that Christmas movie.
It is one of the all-time greatest, sir.
Yeah. Other than that, reading a John Steinbeck book called Wayward Bus. It's really good.
I should read. Does reading make you smart? I think
No, it
not.
doesn't make you smarter. You just do it if you enjoy it. That's all. What has the highball been consuming with his time? Let me guess. The West.
24/7, 365.
Got really sandy, really dirty, really swampy. Yeah.
Yeah, when you came into the podcast, a little tumbleweed came in behind you.
Like, I can't go from one game to the other without the other game bleeding through. I've been in it so much, it's crazy. But yeah, all week I've been playing Red Dead, just binging that shit. And I've now made it officially to 58.8% of completion through the story.
Highball.
And I'm 2 weeks in.
Highball, I have to ask you, are you ready to give it Highball's judgment?
Oh.
See what I did there? Spike score, Roots ranking, and Highball's judgment. Like the final judge, and judgment shall be given. Are you ready to score Red Dead?
Because Roots ranking has R's in it, Spike score has S's, and Highball's judgment should be 2 H's.
Should it be Highball's high score then?
High score, the high score by Highball, high score.
Hey man, I'm full of ideas for you, brother. That's what we're here for.
Cool, something.
Ho! Full of chungus!
No, if I wanted to give it a score right now, like I really don't because I haven't completed it, but right now, like I would give it, like I said, talked to you guys yesterday, like I give it a B right now because it has its problems, but it's more so able to get over those problems than dwell on them. But it still is fun. We were talking yesterday. Like it's not a survival game. It's a emulating realistic experience for anybody who wants to play in the Wild West. Which this isn't the Wild West. It's actually the story progresses across the east to the east side of the country instead of sticking to the west. So it's not deserts and tumbleweeds. There is a desert, but it's not that big. But it's moving to the east side of the country, so it's not Wild West. It's just the 1800s back in the day. But yeah, I give it a B right now. With the pace it's going at, with like I said, I'm at 58% complete with the story. I could see the B turn into hopefully a A, but I gotta see the rest of the way through. It still is fun though. Like I had a lot of fun playing today. I was getting into a lot of separate missions and finding stuff. I got more legendary animal kills today and found more gold.
Did you get that legendary squirrel?
Squirrel? There's no
Squirrel. Legendary squirrel.
There's no legendary squirrel.
There's no legendary squirrel?
No.
Wow, what'd you break the sign for?
I'm right here!
Dude, you're laying on the ground. You're not even in the game.
Dude, I told you he was. You didn't believe me.
I'm a ghost.
Rip. Rip Highball.
So, yeah, that's all I've been doing, just playing Red Dead, and then that's it. And then job hunting for like 4 hours.
Find that job.
I know.
Ah, we need jobs.
I was
Highball and
talking to
Roots
somebody
for hire.
I was talking to somebody earlier today, and I realized it's 2018 still, but a lot of stuff that's happened like between January and May was still this year, and that shit happened so long ago. Like, I need a job to keep me busy, so it doesn't just feel like it's the same fucking day every day.
Right.
Guys, I just noticed something. If you're watching the stream, it's shadow. Sunlight. Shadow.
Yeah, just do that on mine too.
Sunlight. Like
Broken. Wild card.
Great lighting.
Okay, so that's what we've all been doing this week. What's our first topic tonight?
No. We haven't heard what the Roots has been consuming.
Oh, I thought he said that first. Sorry.
Roots. What have you been consuming with your face hole and your eye holes? Oh man, what have I been consuming? Have I been consuming any TV? No. Have I been consuming Christmas lights? Yes, Christmas lights. The lighting of the town Christmas tree. It was funny. Me and the lady were sitting there, and an older couple came and asked if we were taking the whole bench up, and of course not. And we looked at each other and said, "So where's this Christmas tree they're lighting?" Because you couldn't see it. But there was one. It was just like off to the side, and it was pretty good size. And then one of the guys from the band said, "Well, I gotta say, this is the Christmas tree lighting. This is one of those Christmas trees I've seen." And you're like, "What?" He literally said that. Like, what do you mean?
Literally.
Hey, this is one of the Christmas trees I've seen. No shit. I don't know. yeah, littering and I think he. Yeah, he might have been, but game wise.
Smoking the reefer.
Yes, smoking the reefer. So video game wise, played a little bit of Ark. In case I didn't inform you guys, although you saw it in the text rant, R.I.P. Magmar, I'm sorry. So what had happened was,
What happened?
I took our Magmar out. For those of you that don't know what the Magmar is in the game, it is a flying creature that is actually really hard to capture and tame, and we did. And I got it killed trying to find oil at our snow biome base. So it's dead. I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
No!
I'm so sorry. I almost started playing Hitman.
At least you didn't kill Bob. At least Bob over here is still dead.
Bob is doing good, man. He likes the sun. What else am I playing? I almost
Bob
started.
Is our monkey.
Yes, he is. He's a funky monkey. Speaking of, I'm gonna put him in some ice cream later. Ho! I almost started Hitman, but the problem is, I wish you could link two accounts together, but I see the issues. I know how to make it to where I would be able to play it on my PS4, but I don't want to do it that way. So I have a PS4 in my living room and one in the room, and the one in the room is my wife's, and she bought Hitman on that one. So for me to play it, I have to go in the room and play it. Or her account on my PlayStation, I could tell her account that my PlayStation is her primary now, and then I could play it out here. But there's a lot of dumb shit. You got to jump through hoops. So needless to say, didn't start it. Was I playing Thief last week? I don't remember. But doing some Thief. Definitely going to beat the game. It is... Bless you, my friend. Oh, they come in twos.
Sorry.
It's a really good game. Something I really like about that game, which I don't think enough games get right. As a matter of fact, most of them don't. The movement in Thief is amazing. The weight of your character. When you go up to a ledge and push forward, he'll lean over the ledge and look. It's just a really good game. It's over 4 years old and still looks good and plays good, and I recommend anybody who hasn't played it, if you get it for $5 or whatever, go out there and get it. And I also cranked up Divinity for like 5 seconds. I'm going to try and get back into that, but no promises. That Divinity is just really, really, really hard and consumes a lot of time. You have to be in the right mindset to play it. You have to be ready to think on the fly. So if you're tired and you just want to play a quick game, that is not the game to play.
I want to speak to the Twitch audience out there. People, what do you want to watch? Because we got to get some damn followers here. We need Roots to play the game that will make you watch and follow so we can get the 50 fucking followers.
Yeah, man. I steamrolled up until about 30, 32, and then it just came to a screeching halt.
Hey, does Deep Roots need to lock himself in his apartment for like 30 days and do what you ask him to do?
Oh, in a cage, yeah. Why don't you do that cage thing?
Do you guys want me to get on my my cam girl account and show some skin? I don't know.
There you go. You do the webcam. That'll get you some viewers.
Oh man, no, I truly enjoy playing games. If you guys ever see me playing, I talk some shit while I play. You can talk with me, and I'll talk with you while I play. I've had 4-hour-long discussions with people while I play Ark. So feel free to subscribe and give us a shot here at Deep Roots Games. I stream with Highball and Spike. We play team-based games. Guys, I believe I need to check, but Path of Exile is coming to the PS4, I think, Tuesday. If it comes out, we got to give it a crack. That's all I'm saying.
Is that free?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the old saying, Spike?
If it's free, it's for Spike.
Yes. Yeah, I think we need to give that a crack. But with that being said, if you guys like what you see, please comment, subscribe, follow, dropkick, ding, do whatever you got to do to DeepRoots_games. If you ever want to look back at any past podcasts, we are Deep Roots Games on YouTube. Keeping it rolling here. Gentlemen, I know...
Rolling. What?
Keep rolling. This year has, I'll be honest, as much as God of War and Red Dead's good, this year was supposed to be full of a lot more really solid games, and I don't think it was. I think we've had, what, 3?
This was a great year for gaming.
Yeah, but here's my problem. They had how many good announcements though? How many big? Well,
it's the end of the generation cycle. You're not going to get gangbang.
Well, I think what I'm saying is I think we've had some really high profile disappointments. And those disappointments have obviously, biggest one probably being Fallout 76. As much as everybody understood it was not a traditional Fallout.
We all saw that coming. At least I saw that coming. I think you did too.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted it to be good and I wanted it to succeed because Fallout with a group of friends sounds amazing, but as soon as they said there was no NPCs, I'm like, oh, fuck. This is a cash grab.
And then, it was just a reason for loot boxes. That's all it is.
Oh yeah,
Next
and then
day come out Elder Scrolls Online update, no NPCs.
And more loot boxes.
Oh my god! And that game is actually half decent, but it's fucking repetitive. I'll just say that. The world is fucking great. The characters are great. The skilling is great, but it's fucking repetitive, and you level slow as shit. But that's because they try and push the membership on you. With that being said, Anthem.
Wait, is this topic 1?
We are segueing into topic 1.
Oh, sorry. Wait, segment music.
Oh my god, that was fucking incredible. Thank you.
You're welcome.
With that being said, Anthem, I think, is going to be the next big one. That's all right. So Anthem, everybody's like, "Oh my God, it's been delayed, and all the controversy surrounding it. It's fucking EA and Battlefront fucked up, and now Battlefield's fucking up, and oh my God, Anthem's gonna suck." But from all the recent stuff that's come out, if you guys have watched it, it looks fucking amazing. Come on, who doesn't want to fly? But who doesn't want to fly around in Iron Man suits shooting rockets and missiles and fucking freeze bombs and mortars and doing all that shit with friends in a world that doesn't take 1 million load screens?
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me
I want
wrong.
that.
It's BioWare, so we kind of want story. And in this game, the story is going to suffer. But I think the gameplay is going to make up for it. And because of all the other controversy around EA and BioWare, I really don't think they're going to make egregious microtransactions. Now, Spike, you played Destiny with me. Do you think those microtransactions got in the way of you having fun, or do you think they were something that, like, got in the way of the gameplay?
You talking about Destiny 2?
Yeah.
I didn't buy any of them, and like, I get the whole idea that like you're grinding for gear and stuff, and like if you could just pay for it, it like cuts it out. I'm not a big fan of like, oh, I gotta have the coolest armor, I gotta fucking cosmetic it up. So for me, it didn't really matter. I mean, as long as I can play the game and not get hindered, that's fine. The problem I feel with Destiny is they just paywalled all the good content. So I always feel like they just made a complete game, chopped it up, and said, "Oh, all the good shit you got to pay for the expansions." And then
So,
it's like crappy. So
but
I didn't
it's
buy the expansions.
but as far as the microtransactions themselves, did that get in the way of your gameplay, or did you feel left out of anything? Which, mind you, the microtransactions were the Bright Ingrams.
No, I mean, if I cared about that stuff, but I don't. So
Okay.
I didn't feel left out though.
So my opinion on them, I was surprised when I heard, oh, Destiny has microtransactions. I was like, well, that's shit. And it still sucks that they had it. See, I agree with you. I think paywalling the game is stupid in terms of content. I think if they were going to put the microtransactions in, there's no reason to paywall the rest of the game. Now, if you weren't going to put microtransactions in, and then you had some of the bigger content like Forsaken as DLC, I get it. But I hate the fact that they put both in. With that being said, the cosmetic microtransactions, number one, I earned most of the ones that were available to me in-game. I didn't pay a dime. Everything I got was from an in-game drop, and I had most of the rare armor, vehicles, emotes, everything. I was missing like 2 or 3. And I probably had about 20 from the short time I played. So I don't think they were egregious or anything like that. With that being said, Anthem is going to have microtransactions, but it's already been stated strictly only cosmetics, and all the DLC is supposed to not be paywalled. So we should not be separated gameplay wise, other than, you know, they might paywall some cosmetics, but even then I think they said the majority is going to be available to earn in game. If they're going to do microtransactions, I think that's the way to do it. But that leads me into my topic of, is it okay to forgive or let companies get away with certain stuff? So, for example, EA does Destiny, they're doing Anthem, what else? They're doing 2 of the biggest microtransaction games in the history of gaming. Madden and the Ultimate Team Mode, and FIFA in the Ultimate Team Mode. Now, I think those are 2 of the most disgusting examples of microtransactions in game. Should I let them off the hook if Anthem's good? Should I let them off the hook if Anthem doesn't do it? I mean, what makes it, to you guys, what makes that okay? What, you know, like Activision with Battlefield 4, we played it. It's great. You don't have to buy the microtransactions, but the game just came out for $60, and clearly the zombie experience is hindered by pay to play, which is the elixirs, which if you want the good ones, you can get some for free, but you could also spend $1,000 and then get a shit ton of them. So although I don't think it makes it unplayable, it 100% affects the gameplay because they walled them off. So I was just asking you guys, what's your opinions on forgiving companies for it? Should you boycott companies for it? What's your thoughts?
Well, if we boycotted every video
No
game
games.
company that did a shitty practice, there'd be nothing left. Because let's be honest, unless you're some indie developer who like made the game all by yourself, you're in it to make money. I mean, even if you work at a video game company, it's your job. You're trying to make money. If your game makes more money, then you probably will make more money. So, I mean, sure, some of it's for the art of it, and like I said, yeah, if you're like some indie developer, then you're doing it for the art or whatever. So they got to make their money somewhere, but like you say, there has to be good practices. So it's like this whole thing, like I get where you're coming from. Like we have to hate on them, we have to show them that they're shitty by with our wallets, and we have to not buy their stuff. And I get that, like I get that. It's just hard. Like Highball says, it's like, well, what are we gonna play if there's nothing left to play? So it's kind of like a balancing act, I think. I think you kind of have to pick your battles. I kind of justify myself with like I'll buy some of the games that have microtransactions in it, but then I just won't buy the microtransactions. So it's some sort of a middle ground, for me at least. But I really see. I'd rather the game have shitty microtransaction practices than fuck me with expansion pack DLC. Because I really feel... Let's put it this way. If Destiny had a fuck ton more microtransactions in it and gave me Forsaken with the game, I would have said Destiny is Game of the Year. But I just can't get over the fact that content, I mean... don't remove content. Don't microtransaction content.
Like
Do
separating
cosmetics.
maps from players so it splits the player base.
That's bullshitty too. Fuck that, so it just sucks.
Well, I think too though, what Take-Two is going to do with Red Dead and what they did with Grand Theft Auto Online, I think their microtransactions of selling in-game money so people could buy fucking orbital strikes and just spam nukes on everybody. I think there is a point where the microtransaction just completely ruins the game, which doesn't even wall people off. It just fucking destroys the experience. So I 100% agree with you, but I don't think the microtransaction answer is to pay to win as well. I think they should steer clear of that. Like if Destiny gave you Forsaken, but then they let people buy the most powerful weapons in the game.
Yeah, exactly. It needs to be like an arcade. Like arcade was like play to pay, not pay to win. I mean, if you're gonna charge people more and more money like incrementally to play the game, don't make that an advantage.
I think that's a good idea. Like, you would rather pay to play the game and not pay to win the game, like old school arcades. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. But it's like, like boycott and shit. Like I get that. It's like, like think about it. What was it? The Star Wars one, right?
Battlefront.
It tanked because of its bad practices, and we saw EA they backtracked a bunch of stuff, so it works. Like these little protest things seem to be working a little bit. So that's it's tough. Like I said, pick my battles. Like if there's a game I really want, I'm probably gonna get it anyway. But I will probably pick and choose my boycotts, and not just blatantly just do it across the board.
Can we agree on something with Battlefront, that if it wasn't for their bad practices, that game was definitely, before release, on track to be one of the biggest highest selling shooters of all time?
Probably, yeah.
Because everybody I knew was like, holy shit. They're doing.
I remember Highball talking about getting it even.
Yeah, and they were announcing, oh, we're not separating any content, guys. All the DLC is gonna be, we're not gonna separate the player base. They were like hyping the shit out of it, and they had everybody like, oh my God, they're doing it right. This is it, guys. We're gonna finally get that Battlefront game that we can't even imagine. It's gonna be so great. And then when everybody played the beta and saw the cards. That was just like, you're right. That game tanked solely based off of that. Bethesda's Fallout 76 could have survived, but I guarantee you that game is already, it's not already dead. It's been dead. It's never coming back, especially after the PR. And yeah, that game is so beyond dead. Yeah. Yeah, oh man. Yeah, there's one thing about a game company. You could have a great game or a great franchise or be a great company, but you can easily, as Bethesda has shown, bury yourself and 20 years of people being behind you overnight.
Yeah, I hear you. Like, I like how you talk about, like, should we let them off the hook, you know? Like, forgive and forget situations. I mean, it's tough. I mean, if we look at Hello Games, who made No Man's Sky. Sure, they fucked up. Am I gonna let them off the hook? Yes, because of the way they handled themselves after the fuck up. So I think these games, like let's take Fallout 76, are they handling themselves well after this fuck up? Not right now. What are they offering? Like, oh, we'll give you 500 V-Bucks to because we fucked up your duffel bag and fucking deal with it.
And we want to suck you in.
They're not owning it, you know. And I think like things like Hello Games, they owned it and they fixed it, and they basically redemption themselves. That's not a word. They redeemed themselves, and that's where it comes into like the whole let them off the hook. Like I think, see, another tough thing is like publisher and developer. Like sometimes the developer has no say, so you might have this game where the suits, the publishers, the guys with all the money say, you better put these fucking microtransactions in, and the developer's hands are tied, and then you can't bite the hand that feeds, so you have to do it, and so it's hard to shit on the developer if it was the publisher's fault, and it gets tough.
Yeah, I think that's what people are saying is happening at Blizzard with Activision right now. Yeah. And as much as I shit on companies, and I would love to believe the answer is fuck that company forever and ever, never come back. I never want to see your shitty game again, or any of your franchises. I know that's not the answer. What I think the answer is, like, if one game fucks up, don't buy that game. Let them know that game was a fuck up. The logical me has not bought a Madden since Ultimate Team modes, and I will not buy one again because the ridiculous, and it's not just the Ultimate Team mode, it's the percentages of actually getting a good character. You want one of the best characters in the game? Is it even? I don't even know if it's 1% chance when you spend like $5 a pack. So imagine spending $100 just to fill out one character out of the 11 characters. Well, technically that's in game. That's a starting lineup. That's not including bench characters. You need some decent bench characters. I mean, my last job I had, we had a UPS driver that said he spent thousands of dollars in less than 1 year on a Madden game to be a top 100 player in the state of Florida. That is insane. Thousands, he
Yeah.
said. Thousands. And he
Well,
was
he
making...
probably has a problem, like a legit addiction.
I agree.
And they're just preying upon these people who can't stop themselves.
Yep. They act...
Nice.
They actually...
Copyright
Europe actually came out with a study that said loot boxes are fucking kids up. They said like now 33% more
now,
kids or
right?
something.
Are they investigating it now too?
Yeah, well, Belgium
FCC's
and
all over that shit.
Belgium, Australia, and is it New Zealand or some other country has banned loot boxes. A couple other
Good.
countries have made it to where you have to show the percentage of getting all items that are included in the box. And now the FCC is looking into it. And the only problem with the FCC is, all somebody has to do is pay them and it'll be okay. So they'll probably, what'll happen is these companies will pay somebody off on the board or the whole board themselves. The FCC will say, okay, well, we got to put a label on it. Let's label it, and it's going to be a little letter.
FCC won't let them be because all this shit is not free.
Oh, copyright.
Copyright.
Oh, I changed the lyrics up there. I changed the lyrics there at the end.
But yeah, I guess for me, my answer would be not buying the game in question. My other problem is, and this one sucks, Red Dead Redemption. I want to play it. Red Dead Online's microtransactions are going to be fucking disgusting. Just like GTA's, but worse. And yes, I want to play the online portion. But when you purposely throttle the in-game earn rates to sell people microtransactions, I believe that is ruining the game. And this is why I don't believe a game like Red Dead should be Game of the Year when they do things like that to the game. I think you shouldn't judge. I think you shouldn't. You shouldn't judge. You shouldn't judge Grand Theft Auto on Rockstar or on Red Dead. You shouldn't judge Anthem on Madden. But you can judge Madden on Madden. You can judge Red Dead on Red Dead.
Yeah,
so if the online portion affects is shit, then yes, that should change your view of the single player portion because you purchase the game disc that is single player to play the online. It is paywalled in the same box. So in that term, I think like knowing what's going to happen to Red Dead, yes, I would not purchase it and want to play the single player because of how they treated the online. Because there's no way to purchase Red Dead and cross out the online. Yes, I could not play it, but yes, I still supported them and bought that game. So, I mean, as much as I won't hate the whole company or whole spectrum of games, I will hate that one game for mistakes that one game makes, whether it's online or single player. Because again,
I get it, man,
well, here you go. Again, example, Madden. You don't have to play the Ultimate Team mode. But the Ultimate Team mode affects the game. Again, in Red Dead, microtransactions have affected the earn rate. People have noticed that the earn rate in Red Dead is shit. In Madden, they used to have fantasy drafts that you could do. Now, because Ultimate Team mode and the card packs and building your team, they took out the fantasy draft portion in the single player. And they've done that ever since that mode came out. So to me, I don't buy the whole game because they fucked it for the microtransactions. They chose shitty pay-to-win microtransactions over a more enjoyable portion of the game.
I just don't understand the people that are supporting all the microtransactions. Like, I get that it's like, oh, it's a 13-year-old with mommy's credit card. It's like, doesn't mommy see those fucking transactions? Like, if my kid grew up and ran up my fucking credit card with some Candy Crush bullshit microtransactions, I would just go crazy and take away everything, grounded for life. Like,
wait,
I mean,
wouldn't your first question be, so did you make some fucking money off of that? No. Okay, then you go.
I mean, it's just like, who are buying these microtransactions? Like, I just don't get it. Like, when they throw these numbers out.
There is a demographic of multiple different age groups in the world that spend money on
it's so weird to me.
Microtransactions because they have the money to do so.
Well, not just that, but it's also.
I mean, you see these companies. Look at the numbers, bro. Like, they're like, oh. Like, what, 30% of our business comes from microtransactions or something? Like, they're like, oh, we made $4 billion in microtransactions.
Well, Spike,
I'm like,
remember.
Who the fuck is buying this
No,
shit?
remember, this is how it works. The parents don't really know because they're not paying attention, unfortunately. So a kid will say, hey, mommy, I got good grades in school. Can I have $20 in V-Bucks? Oh, it's so I could buy things in the game. And the parents just like, okay, whatever, you were good in school, or whatever the case may be. Oh, here's your allowance, here's $20 in V-Bucks. Instead of, like back in the day, if you mowed the grass and did the dishes and you get some allowance money, there was almost something tangible to it or something physical to it. But now, since I think there's a lot more kids nowadays playing games, kids are just asking for in-game currency for games or game cards or, Mom, I want COD points or,
It's so easy to just push the button and buy. Like, there's no, like,
yes.
Back in the day, we had to, like, have the cash, go to a store.
What is it? What am I buying you? Nowadays, oh, okay, yeah, you can. And the kid clicks the button and it's done.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, it's
I don't know,
fucking
man.
Disgusting.
I foresee it getting a little worse as we see now. I think now with Fallout 76 we're reaching a breaking point in obvious cash grabs. Like, I mean, Fallout 76 was solely made to milk microtransactions. That's the only reason it was made. And I think more and more people are realizing it, and maybe we'll start seeing it change, especially with these other rules and FTC stuff, and I don't know. I mean, there'll always be some sort of microtransaction. It'll never go away, but maybe some of the really bad
prime definition
stuff.
of microtransaction is a currency transaction online. Anything that you purchase online is a microtransaction. Microtransactions in games, that's where it differs because it's a whole different kind of microtransaction. If you download a game from on PlayStation Online, that's a microtransaction. It's the fact that the microtransactions we dislike are the in-game transactions where you need to buy shit to play the game. Like, a microtransaction is us downloading Ark. That's a microtransaction. It's an online transaction.
I think that's like the word micro, like small. Like, I think like if you're buying the whole game, that's an online transaction. If you're buying like a little piece of something in the game, that's microtransaction. Like I get what you're saying, like that, like, oh, all online transactions are the same, but I think you got to draw a line. Like, there's got to be a designation between getting a game and getting like a skin in a game. Like, I don't think they quite equate. But I mean, that's just my opinion.
Damn you, microtransactions!
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Who knows?
I honestly think, though, at some point, I'm hoping, I'm thinking it's gonna even out.
Let's look at the Game of the Year nominees and see which have the microtransactions in them.
God of War wins. Everything else, fuck off.
Segue.
Whoop, whoop, whoop,
As we segue to topic 2, please follow Deeproots_Games. Give us a follow and a host and a like and a share and tell your friends. Highball, you doing topic 2?
Alright, so I wanted to speculate what to expect from Video Games 2018 this year. Let's change it up though to just our predictions of what's going to win game of the year. Because if we go through the entire listing, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23. That's over 34 categories. We're not doing 34
Whoa,
categories.
yeah, we gotta go down.
Let's just go
Let's
with...
do the good ones.
Let's just do, we're going to do best narrative, best game direction, best ongoing game, and best game of the year. So starting with best narrative of the year, the nominees.
Oh.
If you guys didn't know, the best narrative for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game, Detroit Become Human, developed by Quantum
I so
Dream.
want to play that.
Dude, I want to play that game so much. That demo that came out over the summer, that was so good.
Yeah. Oh, you played the demo?
Yeah, that shit was amazing.
Like, I'm a Quantic Dream fan, even though everyone shits on him. Like, I loved Heavy Rain. I actually loved Beyond Two Souls. All the haters out there. I mean,
I want to play Beyond so bad.
I even played Fahrenheit. Well, what's it called in America? Indigo Prophecy. I own Indigo Prophecy, so I'm a Quantic Dream fan. So I need to get that game. I could probably get it for like what, 40 now? 45 maybe?
40. I think I looked at a couple weeks ago actually.
Yeah, I need to buy that.
So not to cut you off, but to move on. So Detroit Become Human is the first nomination for best narrative. Then God of War, Life is Strange 2, Episode 1, Marvel's Spider-Man, and Red Dead Redemption 2. Those are the only categories for best narrative this year.
Well, let's see.
God of War.
If we combine all three of us together, I think we've played almost all of them. Wait, no, besides the
Life is Strange 2 and Detroit Become Human.
But I played Life is Strange 1, and I feel like it's probably the same kind of game.
I've watched the gameplay footage of Life is Strange 2 because I played I played Life is Strange 1 for like a minute, and I didn't mind it. It's just I didn't feel like finishing it. But I played Red Dead 2, Marvel Spider-Man, Life is Strange 1, and I played the demo for Detroit Become Human. Roots, I know you played God of War and Marvel Spider-Man.
I play. My wife played Life is Strange 1, but we have not bought we haven't bought Life is Strange 2 yet.
Mm-hmm. Wait. So I think what this really comes down to, because Highball has played Spider-Man and Red Dead, and I think those are probably the two biggest contenders. Because although God of War had a good story, I would probably admit that it can't muster up to probably what Red Dead's giving you. So
oh man, wait! You didn't like God of War's story that much? I loved how they mixed the mythology in and everything. I thought
it was good, but I think it was limited in scope.
Yeah, I could see that a little bit.
It kind of milked its plot points for like almost the whole game.
See, the question here, Roots, the question is here, the question isn't who do you want to win, it's who you think will win the Video Game Awards.
Wow, that changes everything.
Well, time out. First off, I think Detroit Become Human should win it, based on everything I've heard about it.
I hear Red Dead's got a great story.
One thing I don't think, out of watching and playing Marvel's Spider-Man, I don't think there was enough emotion out of it. The problem with Spider-Man, the Spider-Man game is, it's cool, it's a comic game, you're Spider-Man, it kicks ass, it's fun as hell, but I don't think the story is as highly emotional as something like Detroit or Red Dead or God of War. So to be honest with you,
almost cried or something.
What? Excuse you?
In Spider-Man, weren't you the one who said like you almost cried because it was so emotional?
I didn't want to cut you off, Roots, but for me, and I know a bunch of other people like that play the game, they felt emotionally attached to it because the writing was deep, it was dark. It was honestly, it's one of the darkest stories I've ever fucking seen in a video game with Spider-Man. And it has a lot of like heart-tethering moments of like the mentor angle and family and being a hero and wanting to be a hero and sacrifice and all that. As a whole with Spider-Man, when I first completed the game, I beat that whole game. You guys know this. I got my platinum trophy on that sucker. I played that game all the way. Like, I love that game, and I consider that game of the year just because I had never seen a Spider-Man game done like that before. And Insomniac, they pulled the rug out from everybody else's feet to make us go, oh, it's just another Spider-Man game like the old days. It was, but it was more. And I pegged that as Game of the Year just because it was that good for me. But now after playing Red Dead 2 and hearing about God of War from earlier this year and hearing about Life is Strange 2 and Detroit Become Human throughout the months that has preceded today, and VGA is in 5 days. I kind of want to say, because of how relevant it is right now, just because of its most recent, playing, it's Red Dead 2 that might win. If it is any other game, I would say, like you said, Spike, the top 2 is Spider-Man, Red Dead. I would agree with that, but God of War's got to be top 3 in there. In order, it would be Red Dead 2, Spider-Man, God of War, Detroit, and Life is Strange.
Hey, wait, refresh my memory. How do they pick these? Is this like a bunch of people?
It's like people in the industry, I think.
Oh.
But then people
Red
vote
Dead
on
wins
it.
Game of the Year. Well, do they then say, "Oh, we already gave it one award. We don't want to give it too many"?
No, I think it's voted on by people. I thought the people pick the nominees and then people vote.
Yeah.
But as far as that goes, I would like to see Detroit Become Human win it. If Spider-Man is deep as you say, Highball, with what I played, with what I saw played, and what my nephew showed me, explained to me, he beat the game twice. I wasn't too up on it as far as narrative goes, but if it's as deep as you say, I would like for that to win. And Red Dead Redemption 2, unfortunately, what I accidentally ran into spoiler-wise, the end and the story itself just doesn't make it seem like, oh, wow.
Yeah, the ending doesn't make sense.
Well, yeah, let me retract what I said 3 minutes ago. I said
wait,
this
hold
is
on, though.
narrative. This is best narrative.
Yeah. Well, no, I know that. Wait.
Wrong, so.
Wait. I think I'm just going to go ahead and be a dick because somebody has to be. I love you.
For you.
Roots. I love you, Jeff Keighley. But everybody has their price. Take-Two will fucking buy every goddamn award they can to get people to buy Red Dead, to play online, and to pay for goddamn micro. Well, GTA 5, because of GTA Online, is the highest grossing property of all time, period. Billions. Why? Microtransactions. Motherfucker, I will pay $500 million to make $5 billion off of microtransactions.
By microtransactions.
Hey, everybody has their price. Keighley can be bought for millions.
All right, hey, make your official prediction.
If Take-Two said, hey, we'll fund this whole goddamn show and give you $1 million in pocket change, he'd say, well, fuck me, you're winning everything. Just saying.
It's rigged. It's all rigged.
But again, if it's as deep as Highball says, I'll take his word, and Spider-Man would be a good choice. But I wouldn't mind seeing Detroit Become Human win. I think one of them two might win it.
If we're playing what we think will win and not what we want to win, then I'm going to go with Spider-Man as well.
Okay, because I was going to say, I haven't completed Red Dead 2, and so I don't know how it ends. I don't know what direction it goes in. The story is great. It kind of dwindles at a certain point because you're dependent on playing. See, that's the thing. The narrative is the main story. If you play all of Red Dead, the main story missions are so far apart from each other, it's like you forgot about what happened in that last story mission almost. But if you play it all the way through, then you get the good story experience right out of it. I've read about God of War's story, and I watched the God of War story on YouTube through videos, so I know what plays out and how it goes. It's a great story, but it didn't wow me. I was more amazed by the beard on Kratos' face in the story.
Beard is weird.
But I honestly, I want to go with Marvel Spider-Man's story because that shit, I did almost cry at a certain point at the end because it was that unplausibly possible direction they go.
That
Like,
game, I think,
whoa!
speaks to your type of.
Hell yeah, dude! And I'm a
enjoyment,
comic nerd, so that's what I think. I think that's what I want to win, but I do think it will win because that was the profoundness when Spider-Man came out. It was the gameplay that really hit people in the face first, but it was the story that people paid attention to and really praised the game for. So,
all right, so
that's the.
So we're in coherence, not coherence. We're in collaboration that Spider-Man will win that narrative one.
Yeah, so moving on to the next category, Best Game Direction of the Year. Now, these are not that different categories except for one. Categories are A Way Out by Hazelight Studios.
I haven't played it yet. Want to, though.
Detroit Become Human. Detroit Become Human's the second one. God of War by Sony Santa Monica. Marvel Spider-Man by Insomniac. And Red Dead Redemption 2 by Rockstar. The best game direction of the year, which is awarded to a game studio for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. I'm going to put my guess right out there first. Red Dead 2 takes that. Because Quantic does some great shit. Detroit looked amazing. But Red Dead looks so fucking lifelike. Like, I gotta just give it to that one. That's what I think will get that.
So yeah, that's tough. Like game direction, like that's just so vague.
Well, they say it right here. Awarded to a game studio for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. No, well, he's saying it's weird,
Innovation.
but do they introduce new game mechanics or a new look to a game?
Like, there's no other game that plays like a Quantic Dream game.
That's true. Like, innovation, Quantic Dream takes the cake there. Especially with gameplay.
I think if they're kind of like handing it to, like, just being like, oh, we need to give them one of them, I think they would give that one to probably the Detroit.
Well, I was going to say, if this is anything like the movie awards, if there's anything like the Oscars, they create categories just for one movie during a year just so that movie gets the win. So in this case, I would say they created this category just for Detroit.
Well, I would say, too, A Way Out could win because that game plays... remember, there's what? The only thing I could think of is that Brothers, A Tale of Two whatever that game was. That was... I don't know if that was the same studio. I think it was, but they introduced.
Played that game.
Yeah, I played the demo for it. That game was really unique. I played the whole
game. That game was amazing.
So
I love that game.
Yeah, and I think the same studio did A Way Out.
It did.
But so you got to tell me that was a unique gameplay experience, right?
Oh, it's definitely unique because it's a co-op experience. And it's required to be like online co-op. I don't think you can do a couch co-op. And like the way it plays out is like no other game. It's not. It's like I don't know how to describe it. See, that's what I'm saying. Like it's. You're right. I think they'll give it to that one. I think A Way Out will win that. I'm changing my prediction.
All I've heard is not good things about A Way Out all year, and so for this to be nominated, like I've heard that like it was an okay game, but there is no real like complexity or depth to it. I never really watched the gameplay stuff. I tried to play the demo when it came out, but that was what pissed me off. You couldn't play the demo because you needed someone on your friends list that has the fucking game so you can play it with them because that's the only way you can play it. Someone had to own the game in order for you to play the demo. Like,
well, if you buy the game, you get a free copy to give to someone else.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. I was not aware of that.
If the game ever goes on fucking sale, I'm buying it and giving Rookie a copy so you can stream it.
And that's the thing is, like, I know how the A Way Out gameplay is supposed to be. It's from two different perspectives. One of you is in the prison, the other one's outside, and you're doing the shit at the same time, and blah, blah. That's amazingly different than I've heard of anything before in my life.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking cool.
And so, just based on the description of what best game direction is, I would say that would probably win. But at the same time, this is why all these games are in this category. Is like the innovation and design of the game. Red Dead 2's there. Spider-Man looks so fucking real. Fucking Red Dead looks so real. God of War just looks amazing just because of fucking Sony Santa Monica.
Yeah, it's
Like-
just an upgraded version of their older games, though.
But
I don't know
but if
how
you
innovative
consider
that is.
if you try to take into account and add everything that all these games have together that's unique and innovative vision wise and design wise, I would say it's a way out or Detroit Become Human because of all the different ways you can play the game. So
Roots,
I
what's your
say
pick?
Red Dead 2.
Oh no,
What?
A Way Out for sure.
Yeah, I'm doing
Okay.
a way out, and you're doing Red Dead.
Yep.
Nice.
Okay, so moving on to next category. Let's make this fast. This one's not going to be that. Well, for you, Roots, it will take a minute. Best ongoing game. Awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. Destiny 2, Forsaken. Fortnite, No Man's Sky, surprise, Spike, Overwatch, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. I know, Roots, you're stuck on 2 of these, and I know, Spike, you're stuck on 1. I have no call on this at all, so it's just you guys.
Well, I
Fuck
have a little bit of
Fortnite first
insight.
and foremost.
Well, if I could interject, they went on record saying that they opened up the voting to a younger demographic somehow. Like that before, like if you were too young, you weren't allowed to vote.
Are you
But-
serious?
Yeah, it was on. I went on GameInformer.com and they had a whole article written up about it, saying that this is dramatically
Oh
going
my
to change
god.
the results because now we have 12-year-olds who are able to cast a vote, and you know what they're all voting for? The fucking Fortnite.
Oh my god. Can I light that game on fucking fire and throw it out of the tallest fucking building in Dubai? And then have the biggest person get in the biggest vehicle and go down the tower after it and shove it as deep down into the fucking earth as humanly possible. And anyone who wants to play it can go down in the hole with it and fuck off. That is
So
not a
just so
good
you know-
game.
I'm gonna officially close my thoughts here. I think Fortnite will win because of that. But of course,
God damn
No
it.
Man's Sky, I think it should win.
Alright, so I will open up the discussion of Roots. Destiny 2 Forsaken is fucking fantastic, but like Spike said, because they paywall the content and the way it's done, I do not think it should win. Fortnite, burn in a fiery fucking pit and never come back. Get off of my fucking screen.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah, get off my lawn, you little fucks. No Man's Sky. As much as I don't mind seeing it win, I think it should win a category of most improved game rather than ongoing game. Overwatch is dying. Nobody cares. One of their best streamers, Shroud, doesn't even play it anymore and hasn't in months. So, Tom Clancy's...
Rip the game.
Yep, dead rip. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. I know I've gotten
that's
back
your
into
baby.
it.
That's
But-
a little baby boy.
But I'm unsure if it should win. It's gaining people and losing people at the same time. I was playing with a bunch of people. To be honest, a lot of a younger audience is coming over to Rainbow Six Siege, like 18 and younger. And I asked 2 of these people I was playing with, I said, what brings you to Siege? Because when it first came out, it was a very adult themed, very, like, the only people who liked this game were people that liked the realistic stuff. And one of the guys played Fortnite, one of them played Call of Duty, and they were like, those games are just too jumpy, shooty, and just like, a lot of people were going to Siege to get a fix of realism in a game, which I think no other shooter brings. And they are still releasing new content, and their content's getting better. The new map they're releasing this month or next month looks incredible, and it looks like their best map to date. And they said they created the map dozens of times before they actually picked the final build. Literally dozens of times from scratch just to get it right. Yeah, they went to Morocco. They took all these pictures of Morocco. and tried to make it as authentic as possible. So, I would like to see Rainbow Six Siege win. We all know Fortnite's gonna fucking win. I wish it'd die in a goddamn dumpster fire. But I also wouldn't be mad to see No Man's Sky win.
It won't happen.
Yeah, so go No Man's Sky, go Rainbow Six Siege.
As I said, I have no opinion on this. So we have Fortnite from both of you that you think will win.
Yeah.
I pray for both of your sakes that either No Man's Sky or fucking Rainbow Siege or Destiny 2 Forsaken wins. But right now, Fortnite looks like the front runner. So moving on to the final and last category of the evening. Hopefully they go this route with the direction of the award show. If they do this award category early in the night, I'll be fucking in disbelief.
No, they're putting this at the very end, aren't they?
Well, they do it at the very end, but I'm just saying, like, award shows been changing shit up. So, like, maybe, I don't know. It's pointless. It's irrelevant. But Game of the Year. Recognize a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. Nominations. I'm gonna just for the fact that these are the Game of the Year nominees. I'm gonna do it in the voice that you'll probably hear during the award show. Game of the Year award nominees are Assassin's Creed Odyssey, brought to you by Ubisoft Quebec.
I like that. This is good.
Celeste by Matt Makes Games. I don't know anything about this game. It looks like Minecraft off the cover.
They
God
had to
of
throw the
War
indie in there.
by Sony Santa Monica. Marvel Spider-Man by Insomniac Games. Monster Hunter World by Capcom, and Red Dead Redemption 2 by Rockstar Games.
So
Game of the Year.
So they always throw one indie in there, always.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, Celeste is the indie.
Let me just make a statement so you guys do not pick wrong here. The winner better be Celeste or God of War. No fucking game with fucking game-altering microtransactions should win. So I'll also take Spider-Man as well. But Red Dead Redemption, if Red Dead Redemption or Assassin's Creed, if Red Dead Redemption or Assassin's Creed wins,
did Monster Hunter have microtransactions?
I believe so. Yes. Although it might have only actually been costumes. I don't know enough about it. Actually, these are a lot of good games in here. The only thing that pisses me off is that they put Odyssey and I guess Red Dead Redemption for now is okay in here, but I just know it's going to have microtransactions, and if it wins Game of the fucking Year, and then right after they say, and Red Dead Online is open for all, and you can buy your gold bars from the gold bar vendor, then I will fucking lose my shit, dude.
Well, the beta is open to everybody right now. You know that, right?
Yeah, and it has microtransactions.
And it has microtransactions.
Fucking, you motherfucker! Who decided to put?
I thought we had a conversation about this last night. Like,
no,
you actually knew that this
they
was going
didn't
on.
They didn't put microtransactions in yet.
No, they're in.
When did they put them in?
Like you can. I was watching Fruit. Mr. Fruit played, and he was buying shit.
Yeah, that was before it became accessible to everybody. That happened on Wednesday. Or Thursday. It became accessible to everyone yesterday.
Delete Mr. Fruit. Goodbye. Fucking microtransaction. Oh my fucking god.
Mr. Fruit bought everything in the COD Battle Pass. All the tiers.
Oh my fucking god.
$170 worth of shit.
No, it's a little bit more, I think. Alright, so this is what they need to do. They need to make a category called fucking microtransactions, and they just put every microtransaction game in. God of War should win. Here's why God of War should win. Here's why God of War should win. God of War should win. What was everybody saying before it came out? Oh God, another God of War. Over it. Kratos, one-dimensional, boring character. Don't want to play it no more. What happened after it came out? What happened after it came out?
They made him into a child beater.
What happened after it came out? Everybody Wow,
Just kidding.
that was crazy. That game was fucking great. That game was incredible. When's God of War 2 coming out? For a game to be so heavily criticized before it's even released, to knock people's socks off the way it did after being criticized before release, after everybody saying they don't want to play it, after everybody saying Kratos is one-dimensional, I'd play it if you got to play as another character. I am over Kratos. And all those people had nothing else to say about it when it came out, and it was fucking great. That game went against the grain. That game went against adversity, and it came out with its two middle fingers in the air, and nobody could deny how good of a game it was. I think, unlike Spider-Man, unlike Monster Hunter, unlike Red Dead, those games were hyped up beforehand. Everybody loved it before it came out. So of course you're going to love it when it comes out. But to go in being hated on and coming out a winner, I think God of War should win it.
I think another thing to be said is that the only game you actually played out of this list is God of War.
I played Spider-Man. I didn't beat it. And I played a demo for Monster Hunter World, and it was very, to me, it was very niche.
I played it too. Did I play it with you?
I don't remember. But I did.
I played it.
I played about 4 or 5 hours of Spider-Man. It wasn't on my account though. I was playing on my nephew's account. I watched him play for a couple hours, and I played for a couple hours. It was
to speak
Go ahead.
to Assassin's Creed Odyssey, the wife is like 60 hours in or something like that. Completely loving the game, but when I asked her this evening if she thought it was Game of the Year, she said no. So,
kind of like
really
Black
good
Flag.
game. Yeah, really good game, but probably not cream of the crop.
Nothing wrong with that. Black Flag was a good
I like
game,
how
but
none of us know what the fuck Celeste is.
I watched the trailer on PSN, and I actually wanted to play it.
Yeah? It's got like a 2D scroll or something?
Yeah, and it looks really challenging. It's
So my
almost
prediction-
a roguelike type game, and yeah, it's just a really simple 2D side-scrolling type action game.
I like how you get nominated for this as Celeste, and you know there's no chance in hell you'll win. Hey, at least I got nominated.
Yeah.
Hey, sometimes that's all that matters.
I know, right?
That's
you
why
can still put that.
That's why you hear 2016 Game of the Year nominated.
Right,
Blah, blah, blah,
Oscar nominated
like-
actor. I hear that all the time.
Bro, it's
Yeah.
like Avenged Sevenfold. Grammy nominated, didn't win.
I
But,
think.
okay, so
I
when it
think
comes
who-
down to... No,
Oh,
go
I
ahead,
was just
Mike.
gonna put my stamp on it. I think who's gonna win this will be Red Dead Redemption. I think that is gonna win Game of the Year, just because I haven't played it yet, but
I'm trying not to.
everyone who plays it says it's mind blowing. I hear really nothing but good things besides the ending. I heard the ending wasn't so good, but I think that when a Rockstar game comes out, it's almost like an event because they don't annualize. You know, we don't get a game every year. We get a masterpiece every 5 years, and I think this is just their year to shine. I think they're gonna win it.
All right. Well, you think Celeste will win? So
No, Red Dead. You fool.
You're going
you
with
got
Red
me.
Dead 2. Roots, you're going with God of War.
Well, want God of War. Think
what do you think will win?
2K is gonna pay for the win. No, well, like Spike says, Red Dead 2 is getting a lot of good press. Everybody loves it. They're saying the game is really good. I think Red Dead 2 will probably win, but I wouldn't be, to be honest with you, I wouldn't be mad to see any of these win. I just I would like to see God of War win just because
Sure, sound like
the
you'd be mad
adversity.
if one of them will win, but
I just hate pay to win microtransactions. So I'd rather not see. I would rather not. I would rather Red Dead Redemption not get any more press. Just saying.
okay.
Yeah.
So all right. So you think Red Dead will win, but you want God of War to win.
Yes.
Spike, you think Red Dead will win? Since he's putting out his idea of what he wants to win, which one would you want to win Game of the Year?
Oh, well, my bias is coming in because I've only actually played one of these games, and I did play God of War, and I will second Roots' opinions that, I mean, so artfully crafted. Like, the map itself is part of the whole experience. Like, I was sitting there about halfway through the game, and I said, how the fuck did they plan this out? I can't even imagine like the whiteboard where they were drawing like what do they call that? Storyboarding it. Like it's just so intricate how they managed to weave everything together. So God of War, it blew my socks. I liked it. I mean, shit, 9 out of 10. Maybe 9.5. So I mean, I'd like to see those guys win because of what I experienced, but I didn't really experience anything else, so it's tough for me to call.
I gotta say too, I like the other God of Wars. I don't know what Spike's opinion on them is, but this was definitely the best, most fleshed out God of War by
this
far.
This is the best of all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and that's hard to do. I think it's hard. Like if you think about it, when games come out, oh that game's cool. Oh they made a sequel, more of the same. Oh more of the same. Somehow they. And it's not even like this God of War is drastically different in terms of gameplay, but they tweaked it in the right places just enough to where you're like, damn, this is fresh.
Yeah. I've played all the God of Wars, and I gotta say, this is probably taking everything that's good about it and just amplifying it, and it's the best overall God of War experience.
Okay. So, God of War.
And to speak on that, Eyeball just played what? You just played 3 remastered?
I played 3 a couple months ago just before I did Spider-Man.
Yeah, so I mean, you experienced 3. Imagine taking that and like imagine making it even better.
Well, yeah, I know. And as I stated my opinion on that game, it was entertaining, but then halfway through the game, I started hating it because the story became really fucking abysmal and it started making no sense because character choices were shifted to where Kratos was doing things that made no sense since he was just saying the opposite earlier in the game, and no context or exposition was worthy enough to actually fill the gap into why he may change his mind midway through the game. And the ending of the game was one of the dumbest fucking ending results to where everything's concluded on one big bow, and it just says, hey, this is the end, accept it, move on. God of War 3 was shit. But
So,
that was then.
Damn.
That was then.
I like,
this is
I
now.
like the ending.
Well, as I said all those months ago when I described it to you guys, God of War 3, if I had played it back then when it first came out, I probably would have enjoyed it. But since then, I've learned things since I went into fucking school for film studies and how storytelling works and character progression and development. And there was a major break in character development in Kratos' fucking story in that game. And the ending of the game was just a nice little, oh, this is why all this is happening. Forget what we just fucked up for the last 45 minutes of the story. Just accept what we give you now. Like, it was just, story perspective, it sucked. Gameplay was fun. But this isn't about a game that came out almost a decade ago. This is about the games that are going to be coming. One will become the game of the year this year. So you both say God of War wins game of the year.
God, we got to get you. We got to send you a copy, or something's got to happen. We got to get your hands on the new God of War because I would like to hear your opinion on that after.
You still own the disc?
I told.
I think I do.
I told you earlier, like I didn't play the game, but I watched the story through videos online. I know how it plays out. The gameplay footage, I watched gameplay footage of it. But I never did play the game.
You spoiled yourself?
Well, because I didn't have money at the time to get the game. Plus, I'm not that interested in God of War. I don't like the fact that they call it God of War when it's not God of War. It's God of War 4, but they didn't want to call it God of 4. They wanted to call it just God of War. But if it comes down to Game of the Year this year, I think because of how well Batman Arkham did back in the day, and how that became Game of the Year, and how that had a big splash in the water of the video game industry, and that won. I would say since Spider-Man is pretty much the same fucking thing as Batman in a great way, I think Spider-Man will win Game of the Year because of that. History will repeat itself because of that same exact flow. If I were to think any other game wins Game of the Year this year, it obviously will be Red Dead 2 because it's relevant and it's a smorgasbord of visual crack. And microtransactions are the hip thing right now, and that's what gets people's attention, sadly. That, I think, would win.
Sweet new cowboy hat!
But when it comes down to God of War, everybody loves a comeback. And God of War is a comeback, because God of War has been dead for so long, and they came back with a huge fucking fourth installment that blew everybody's minds, like you guys just described. But if I had to choose, I honestly think Spider-Man will win, because it reaches out on so many different areas in culture right now. The movies, the comics, the video games, it's great storytelling. It keeps your head on a swivel because of the direction the story goes. The gameplay is old-fashioned, but it feels new, and it's smooth. And there are minor hiccups as you first start playing the game, but you get over that and you just get into it, and it's just a great story and a great game altogether. So you guys say God of War. You think Red Dead's going to win Game of the Year because it's Red Dead, but you want God of War to win. But I think Spider-Man will win.
All right. Now we got a little bit of a toss-up.
However,
we all have stakes in games we've played.
Let me paint a picture for you to finish this topic of discussion. Let me paint a picture. It comes down to the Game Awards, the name off all the nominees, and the Game of the Year is, and the lights go dark, and the background lights shut off, and then everything shuts off, like the whole place just had a power outage. Next thing you know, you see on the screen, on the stage in the
Metal
background,
Gear Zero.
you see a big bright white light crack through the darkness, and it cracks open, and out of this glowing emission of light is Hideo Kojima himself, and he comes out with his hands raised in the sky, and he laughs his ass off, and he says in his native language and tongue, "Death Stranding," and then they announce Death Stranding's Game of the Year for the next 10 years.
No, yeah, because it comes out tonight, which makes it Game of the Year because it came out in 2018.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my God. And his native tongue of Spanish, Death Stranding.
Death Stranding.
That's funny.
In the back screen says Death Stranding, and it morphs to Metal Gear Zero this Thursday.
6th. Yeah,
this Thursday. Okay, so by the time we reconvene, we'll know the results, so that'll be exciting.
I will rage. Roots will rage. Mark my words. Red Dead Redemption will feel my rage. Microtransactions die.
And this is just a recommendation. Since we usually do podcasts on Saturday nights at 9:30, I was wondering if we wanted to do a special podcast Thursday night, even if it's around 9:30, so we get at least the end of the award show.
Thought the Game Awards don't end until 10 or 11.
Well, I'm saying we could still start the podcast at 9:30 just to finish off the rest of the award show.
Yeah, we can, after the award shows, right as soon as it ends, we can stream. I'm down for that.
Like, that's up to you guys. I'm down. I'm going to be watching it just to see what blows up in their faces.
Let's do a special, like, what do they call that? Like, special podcast.
Deep Roots Games reacts. God damn! Microtransaction.
Maybe Skyman will tune in. But alright, so I guess I'll jump in and throw my topic into the hat here. So I learned some news. I got a little text message. A little bloop, bloop, bloop. Oh, Highball's texting me. It says here, Cowboy Bebop's going to be made into a live-action series on Netflix.
Dead.
If it's anything like Netflix's Death Note, it'll be nothing like Cowboy Bebop.
And that's what I'm scared of. That soul experience scared me because I actually watched the Death Note movie, and it was bad.
Time out.
So here's my thing.
Hold
Here's my
on,
thing.
Spike. Did you watch the the Full Metal Alchemist live action?
No, but that was also a movie, right?
Oh my God, it was the fucking
And it was
worst.
And it was
But it
made
wasn't-
out of Japan. It was like
Yeah, it wasn't done by
heavily-
Netflix.
It was
Yeah.
fucking
It was funded by
terrible.
Netflix, wasn't it? But it was like produced. It was
No,
made in Japan.
It was, yeah. It was 100. I'm just saying though, it was 100% shit. Good luck.
So real quick, I mean, you'll notice my name, Spike Jeff Fayed. Those are the characters from Cowboy Bebop.
Whoop, whoop.
Bebop, to me, it's one of like the things that makes me me. Like if I think about things to me, I can rattle off things like Calvin and Hobbes, Dave Matthews Band, Fight Club. You know, just things that crafted who I am. Bebop's up there with one of those. Like, so it's important to me, and that's so when I heard this, I started to feel like very sad because I think it's going to become like when people, oh yeah, Cowboy Bebop, I watched that show. It's like, yeah, did you watch the anime or the fucking live action? Oh, you mean there was an anime? You mean it was based on an anime? Oh, fuck off.
Oh, you mean there was a cartoon version? Did that come before or after?
Yeah, so it's gonna be soul crushing. But I mean, if I'm thinking about the actual show of it, those other ones were movies. And if you take an anime and you try to make it into a movie, it's tough because you have so much to like cram into 2 hours. Whereas Bebop, it has an overarching storyline, but the beauty of the show comes from how just each episode is kind of its own little encapsulated thing. And if we get 10 episodes and you spread out a Bebop, maybe you put like an overarching 10, part story that they intersperse, but they treat each episode as like almost like a Black Mirror situation where it's its own little encapsulated story in each episode. It could be done well. But another big thing that I'm going to talk about right now with you guys is the casting. If they mess up the casting, that's the biggest thing I think that'll hurt them. So I'm going to throw it to you guys. What do you think? Who do you think should play the parts? So let's start with I guess you'd call him the main character, even though he's kind of not. Spike Spiegel. Who do you think should play Spike Spiegel? Now, Highball, you know the most about actors, so you're gonna have to be like the real kingpin here. Cause I know the main actors, but you know some side actors and stuff, so you might know some better suggestions. Now I've thought about it a little bit, and we all know that Keanu Reeves could probably play a good Spike, but he's getting very old. So I don't know if they can kind of mask that, where he'd be able to play Spike, because Spike's supposed to be in his like 30s. Keanu Reeves is like what? He's like in his 50s now.
Okay.
Yeah, but he doesn't look like he's aged more than 5 years in the past 30.
Yeah.
I mean, he's slowly starting to, but for what it's worth, if you look at a picture of him 15 years ago, it's really not that much different.
So we need a guy who's really fucking like suave, but also like he's skinny and lanky. So I was trying to think, like, if they put the fucker, who was the fucker that did the bad guy from Star Wars? What's his name?
Adam Driver.
Yes. What if they put him on a fucking diet? Yeah, Adam Driver, and just like, made him lose like 30 pounds or whatever.
Oh, he sure got the nose for it. That's for sure.
I could see an Adam Driver with a little more charisma, like tell him to like ham up the charisma, maybe. I mean, that's the star power right there. They definitely draw in some names there.
Adam
I don't know
Driver.
what you guys think.
I guess I could see it.
Spike his hair up, you know.
Right now. He's 35 years old. Spike Spiegel was 27. He was. Thing is about Spike though, he was born on Mars, so you need somebody who can pull off being a Martian.
Well, Matt Damon then.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon, nice Spike Spiegel.
But I like Adam Driver as Kylo Ren. I like his brooding, emo-esque personality.
Yeah, and Spike's pretty brooding.
Yeah,
he's pretty fucking emo.
See, the thing is though, and it's possible the direction of Kylo Ren's character in the Star Wars movie, spoiler alert, he could be turning into an anti-hero. He could be being redeemed by the end of all this. Hopefully that's not what they do. But Spike Spiegel is the same thing. He's an anti-hero. He's a bounty hunter who does bad things, but he's a good guy.
Well, his past was bad. It is not currently.
His past is bad, yeah. He's on a redemption. He's on a redemption of sorts, like a certain video game. But,
Oh, Red Dead Redemption.
Like, I understand what you're saying about Adam Driver being off, just change his hair. If you're basing it on appearances, then yeah, Adam Driver, I think, can pull it off. Personally, I think they'll go with a no name for Spike. I think it'll be a fresh new face because I don't see anybody right now in Hollywood that
A fresh face.
Yeah, fresh face, like a big no
So
name.
nobody.
Like, a Hayden Christensen.
Okay, I mean, yeah, I guess they, yeah.
I see it because think about it this way: no one's ever portrayed Spike Spiegel in live action. So do you want the face of this TV series to be Spike Spiegel? Then if you want it, then whose face do you want it to be? Do you want it to be someone who's known, who's already received big acclaim or even big criticism? Or do you want someone fresh that no one knows anything about, to where you don't judge the show based on the face of the show?
That's a very good point.
And Adam Driver, he's gotten a lot of heat because of his role as Kylo Ren in the Star Wars movies. So, and he's too busy. He's way too busy to do the show, period. So that logically is not possible.
Yeah, I agree with you that I totally understand what you're saying, but we also got to think like the no names. Do they have the acting chops? You know?
Yeah.
Like if they're no names, well, can they act?
That's why they're no names. You don't know.
Yeah.
All right, so
What about Adrian Brody?
I thought of that. He's a great actor, and I think he could be a great Spike. But I so want Adrian Brody from 15 years ago, not Adrian Brody today. Adrian Brody, not 15 years ago, 10 years ago.
My problem is I don't think there's many actors that fit the young look, that fit. Then this is. I don't know too much about the character. I know a little bit. I watched a little bit. But that whole suave, smooth, smooth kind of persona, I don't think there's enough young or actors that look young enough with that kind of look to play the part. Now,
suave and smooth, with dreamy, dark, mysterious eyes, Robert Pattinson from Twilight.
Oh, shoot me now, please.
Now, if you ask me, why is there a reason why it couldn't be a Japanese actor?
That's because I don't know any that are like.
Because the character's not Japanese. That would just look weird.
He's based off a Japanese character.
No, he's not. Spike is not Japanese. He's Martian.
The character Spike Spiegel isn't Japanese. The character Spike Spiegel by the developer of the show is based off of a Japanese character. But the character in the context of the story of Cowboy Bebop is not Japanese.
It's not like it's from Japan, so he shouldn't be Japanese. He should look like his fucking image, a white guy with like spiked up hair.
Yep. It's just like Avatar if it was done the right way in live action.
So when they cast no
black
Asians,
people in Avatar, not everybody's Asian in that show.
Yeah.
Well,
they cast no Asians, and then they're gonna get, oh, you're whitewashing, you're all whitewashing. It's like, fuck you, nobody's fucking Asian in this show.
I wouldn't know. From my knowledge, the creator said he based the look of the character off of a Japanese actor that was popular at the time.
The persona of the character, not the look.
Okay.
The persona of him, like the way he acts and stuff.
Don't question Spike about this fucking Spike. Don't do that. He knows more.
So you got anybody who you think will be a good Spike, or just you think it's a no name coming in?
That I say it's a no name. I honestly do, because that's what I would do. That's a smart move for Netflix, because you don't want to.
I'd be okay with a no name. But
like,
if we move on, like Faye, Ed, I'm gonna skip over Jet for a sec and go to Faye. Now
I
Faye.
got a good one for Jet.
Well, let's go to Faye, because I think Faye should not be a no name. Because think about this: the ladies bring in, the views and stuff. So I've thought about it, and I kept going back and forth, and I think I've got it. Olivia Wilde.
Ooh, I like it. I'll take it.
Stick her in a wig, make her look just like with the purple hair.
You don't need to put her in a wig. Just give her the hairstyle she had in Tron.
Yeah, I mean, boom, Olivia Wilde.
Dude, yeah,
hands down.
fuck yeah. And she's sultry. Like, she could be fucking a vixen. She could play that. Oh, hell
and
yeah.
I feel like she's not, like, so AAA that she would take the role. I think she would, like, whatever, slum it or whatever, and actually do a Netflix role.
I want me some Faye right now.
I mean, she would be so hot as Faye. Oh, my God.
Does Faye have a last name in the show, by the way?
Valentine.
Yeah, Valentine. That's right. It's Valentine. Yeah, man. Like, and honestly, in the show, spoiler alert, you never see Fang and Spike hit together, so it's not like they're the star-crossed lovers in the story. Like, it's there. No. It's touched on a lot to where it's like, oh, they're meant to be, but it's more like Mal and what's her face from Firefly, that they care about each other, they feel things for her, but they never do anything with it in the story.
Yeah, it's never. I mean, the only time it ever happens at the very end when she actually doesn't say she likes him. She just says that, you're gonna go kill yourself, and I've invested my time in you, and I feel like that's a waste or whatever. They're not in love or whatever.
Not in love, but like more like a surrogate sibling relationship.
Yeah. I could see that.
They care about each other because they respect and admire each other so much that they do consider each other family.
See, that's what I'm scared about. Like, they'll probably like, oh, we need a romance in this. Let's make Faye like a love triangle. It's like, no. Spike is in love with Julia. There is no love triangle. Stop Hollywood trying to shove a love triangle in every goddamn thing.
Why don't you try something new? How about you do a love square? At least try something different for a change.
All right, so Faye, Josh.
Yes, I'm okay with you saying Olivia Munn. I had another one, but I'm just gonna scrap that one and take Olivia Munn with you.
Bro. I'm just saying, your pick was probably the best one. Mm-hmm. And I know this might turn some people off because she's older, but I don't know if you guys saw her last couple movies to where she still looks as young as ever. And again, I think because, I don't know, I feel like this would get some whitewashing called on it. But I think Sandra Bullock, if you did her... Yes, if you did her up... Yeah, but did you see her in that fucking space gravity or whatever the fuck?
Yeah, I just gotten that.
She didn't look any fucking older than she did in fucking Speed, let me tell you.
And you bring up a good point, though, Roots. You cast Sandra as Faye, you cast Keanu as Spike. They're back together.
Boom.
Technically,
started.
Faye in the anime is like 140 or some bullshit.
Yeah, she's a lot older, so she could look older.
But can you not see it? I mean, I can see it.
Oh no, dude, that was one of my thoughts. That was actually my second pick before he said Olivia Munn. That was my second pick with Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock.
I think she
Hell
can
yeah.
do it. I think she can rock it just as Keanu Reeves could rock a spike if he had to.
But what about Anne Hathaway though? What about the
Yeah.
Anne Hathaways though?
I wouldn't like it, but I could see it happening. But I don't think I'd like it.
Dude,
She
I can
can't
see
pull it
Anne
off.
That was my first pick. Anne Hathaway's persona as Catwoman from The Dark Knight Rises. That's fucking
Okay.
Faye. That's fucking Faye right there.
Yeah, maybe.
I think I could see. I honestly, I could see Olivia Munn doing a great job, but I could see Anne Hathaway pulling the persona off better. But I want to see Olivia Munn because I see Faye when I see Olivia Munn.
True.
Like,
Olivia
that's how I'll
Munn,
put it.
yeah. I could see Olivia Munn doing it too. She's hot as fuck.
Olivia Munn, Olivia Wilde, all the Olivias.
So with Jet, right?
Get the guy who played Kano in Mortal Kombat.
He's dead. He's dead, dude. He's
Are you
dead.
serious?
Don't laugh.
dead?
He killed himself like 12 years ago.
Holy shit. Well,
man.
12-year-old late R.I.P. Big Dog.
He was on the highly acclaimed show Jag that was on CBS.
Wait. Hey guys,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt this good topic, but when we were at me and my wife were at the Christmas tree lighting in our town, there was somebody in a SpongeBob outfit to take pictures with kids. I so bad wanted to yell, "R.I.P. Dog, I got you," but I didn't. I held it in.
Too soon.
And the guy in the costume probably been like, I don't know what that means because he's not a fan of SpongeBob and doesn't know a goddamn thing about it.
I really don't
His
think he
minimum
did.
wage.
Yeah, you
But,
think if he would have known about it, he would have shed a tear. But that fucking sponge didn't shed one fucking tear.
But,
Now,
yeah,
now with
so-
Jet, we do a problem. Because okay, here's the thing. Remember the shit Death Note, right?
Yeah.
What did they do to Light?
They made
Go
him.
ahead.
Made him.
They made him
Nah.
black.
They made
Dude,
him black. Yes.
I was yeah,
No,
but
wait.
I was
Light
thinking-
wasn't black.
Yeah, he was.
No, Light was the main character. Light was the kid.
No, he's not. Light was the fucking like whatever.
You talking
like,
about the character in the black outfit with the mask on all the time, right? That Light is
Yeah.
the kid. Light is the main character. That guy
What's
you're
the-
talking about is not Light.
I was 100% thinking Terry Crews with some mean ass facial hair could have played this character.
Yes, that's the thing. Like, is it? I mean, Jet's not black, and so, like, am I gonna be okay with it? Like, you know, like, oh, they just changed it because they're they need a minority report card or whatever.
Not
Like,
I get where you're coming from. I am not a fan of them doing that, but I think if Terry Crews, and again, this is all speculative, I highly doubt he reads Cowboy Bebop. He's a family man, and he's always busy. But if he knew Cowboy Bebop, knew the character Jet Black, if he was super into it and played it good, I think I'd be okay with it. But
I can
you're,
believe that.
you're
Jet's
talking
not
about
funny.
yeah. Well, he wouldn't. Well, if you think about it, if you ever watch The Expendables, he's supposed to play a serious badass, and he's doesn't do no funny shit in there. So it's not that he can't do it. We just always see him portray funny characters. So I think, again, no, he would have to play the character to a fucking T. He would have to be like a 10 out of 10, like hitting a grand slam at your first at bat. I don't see it happening. But if he grew the right facial hair and they gave him the right attire for the role, I would definitely like it and be okay with it. But you're talking, I don't see him knowing the character. That's like asking me to play the character. Yeah, just because I watched it once or twice doesn't mean I know the fucking character. And I think that would be the biggest hurdle. If he's not 100% the look, he has to be 100% the role, acting, attitude, everything.
there's almost no way that they won't make that character black because they need the minority report. They need to like, oh, look at that, we diversified. But like, if they manage to grow some balls and they give the role to Vin Diesel, he'd make a good Jet Black.
Wait, time out. Does Jet have a certain height and or weight?
I mean, yeah, he's the tallest, but he's like medium build.
All right, so I know it wouldn't work because the person I'm thinking of is too short, but when he played in the Hulk movie, he was pretty fucking buff. Imagine Edward Norton jacked as shit with the facial hair. I could vaguely see it.
I think I'd take Terry Crews over Edward Norton.
No, like, again, though, like I said, he's not the size height-wise. But if you put Edward Norton in Jet's clothes and gave him the facial hair and he was jacked as shit like he was from the Hulk movie, like muscle definition and everything, if you didn't know he was 4 foot tall, then I think it would, but then again, they do things with Tom Cruise. He's like 4 foot tall and they make him look like he's 6'2".
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I'm just saying, I think Edward Norton can pull off the serious face, serious tone.
And I was also thinking about Batista.
He would have to not. I don't know, acting wise.
Jet is jacked. I mean, he's got a big like metallic arm, and like he's a big dude, and he's very like subdued. And that's the way Batista played that role in Guardians. I could see him doing a good Jet.
I just hope he wouldn't do the ad-libbing stuff he does in Guardians to try and be funny all the time. Because let's face it, the character Drax is not like zinger funny, but that's what he did to the character. And not that I'm opposed to it if it didn't work, but for the sake of wanting to portray a more seriously good and not, it's kind of funny, so it's good, Cowboy Bebop, I would hope he wouldn't do the whole fucking little one-liner
totally,
shit.
I agree. Yeah, Jet should not have any one-liners.
Yeah, shut up! Be more Jet, be less Batista.
All right, Terry Crews and what'd you say, Spike?
Either Vin Diesel or Batista would be pretty cool.
Hey, Batista.
But they'll probably go with nobody names.
I have two choices as well, and I'm going to just go for the gold here. Acting-wise, if we want to see Jet Black on screen in live action, then I think there's no other actor who could pull it off better and really make us believe he's Jet. And he might be old, but he can still act, and his acting is just all revolved around this way of acting. Bruce Willis as Jet Black.
Yes. That's
just for the fucking acting.
Yes.
Bruce Willis would be the dopest fucking Jet. Put a cigar in his fucking mouth.
Whoa,
give
no!
him the fucking chops.
Who's the guy who played Hellboy?
Ron Perlman?
Oh.
That everybody wanted to be Cable. You don't see it if he shaved his head? Ron Perlman?
I can see it, but I'm not basing my decision on visual. I'm basing it on persona. Like I can see.
I think Bruce Willis is a good pick. Better than Vin Diesel for sure.
Like, I would. Like,
he would do it, but
Bruce Willis is Jet.
Oh, he might do it. What's done lately? He hasn't done shit lately.
It's a TV series though, so getting these movie actors in there, that's where it's like,
but I mean, some of them haven't done anything in a while.
But that's what I'm saying. A TV series, they usually go for no names, or at least actors that are on TV or have been known for TV. But like in this case, just our fantasy casting, like it's still good picks that we're coming up with, in my opinion. But
I like the Bruce Willis one, yeah.
The Bruce Willis one is my top. My secondary does not it has to be acting wise because you got to be the part of Jet. But for looks, the actor Ray Stevenson, he portrayed the Punisher in the movie The Punisher Warzone, and he was also one of Thor's Warriors 3, the big redheaded one with the big shaggy redhead hair. Ray Stevenson is actually a big fucking action-packed physical dude, and you look at his face. You look at his face, and you tell me you don't see Jet's eyes.
Okay.
And he portrays that kind of character in things where he's the guy to the side that's like, hey man, and he like knows all the answers, but he's quiet and fucking very unseemly, and that's what Jet is.
Yeah. I could see that for sure.
Ray Stevenson, but Bruce Willis is my top pick.
Alright, and just to wrap it up with Ed. I think Ed will have to be a no-name because there's really no like kid actors like they'll just pick just some squirrely looking crazy
for
kid.
How eccentric and goofy Ed is.
Yeah, I don't know, Dakota Fanning and make her crazy.
I don't know what's that young actress from that played the best friend to Carly or whatever that show was that you watched, Carly or on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're not kids anymore. Like I don't know. Like
like
Ed's
she was
gotta be like 12. Yeah, they'll just do a no name. But
just go back and pull Chloe Moritz from Kick-Ass when she played Kick-Ass Girl. She could be Ed.
There you go. Go back in time.
I think that's a good choice, though.
I think I'm gonna go in with the same way I went in with kind of like Star Wars Han Solo movie, where I'm kind of like, well, this is gonna suck, and maybe I'll be surprised like I was with the Solo movie. So we'll see.
And it's a TV series, so it's not a movie, so you're gonna get multiple episodes out of it.
Yeah, so
and
they have their time to
I do like your idea. I didn't think
out.
about it. I like your idea of how they could approach it like Black Mirror, where every episode is its own standalone self, and it could be like every other episode is like, think about it: Spike, Jet, Faye, and Ed. Ed doesn't come until way late in the fucking story. Not late, but Ed's not
like
in the show
episode
right
8,
away.
I think.
Yeah, and but all you have is Spike and Jet for the most part, and then Faye comes in, and then Ed
first
comes
3
later.
I think are Spike and Jet.
And so, what if they do it this method? What if they do it this way? Every episode takes turns introducing each character. First episode's about Spike, second's about Jet, third's about Faye, fourth's about Ed, and then you do it again and again and again until the finale, and they all come together.
Come together right now.
Yeah, I could see that kind of like so individual episodes and then they all join together and then the last 5 episodes of them all together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that would be cool.
That way you get enough exposition and context on each character to really make you care about them going into episode 5, you know.
The thing is, it's going to be really hard because it's going to require a lot of CG, and it's tough to create a world that's believable on a low budget with CG.
I don't know, dude. Did you watch Lost in Space? The Netflix remake of Lost in Space series? That was fucking phenomenal. Their budget was not big, but it looked fucking amazing.
Although I did watch a Netflix series that actually makes me believe that they could pull it off because I liked the world they built in Altered Carbon.
Altered Carbon!
If you haven't watched that, that's hype. So they were able to build a sick-ass world in Altered Carbon the same way I feel like they could do in Bebop. Like, show just enough of it with a little bit of CG, a lot of good props and stuff. I mean, we'll see.
It's funny that you mentioned Altered Carbon because did you know that was part of the major influence as to why Netflix wants to do Cowboy Bebop? Because Altered Carbon worked. And Altered Carbon was based off of Blade Runner, and a lot of people have said for years that Cowboy Bebop is inspired by Blade Runner, and so Altered Carbon proved that you could do that on a low budget, and so it's because of Altered Carbon that Cowboy Bebop got picked up, I think. Like those were the talks after Altered Carbon were out, but I'd say that was a major influence.
That's awesome. The main dude in Altered Carbon, to be honest,
Joel Kinnaman,
with enough like tweaking. He could be a Spike.
I was just gonna say that. I didn't think about him. Joel Kinnaman and a Spike. I would like
typecast him.
But I could see that.
Yeah,
also from Altered Carbon, the actress who played his sister.
Space Hero, typecast.
Like the actress that played his sister, I could see her as a good Faye as well. Because I've seen her in other things where she plays that kind of character.
Yeah. Little Asian flair.
Because that's the
All right,
thing.
gentlemen.
When it comes down to these anime adapted live action things, like, do they have to be Asian? Well, nothing in the story really kind of forces them to be Asian descent. Like Dragon Ball, Goku's not fucking Japanese. He landed in Japan. So you could cast a white guy like they did in Dragon Ball Evolution and believe it.
Oh,
But-
so bad, so fucking bad.
That was bad for all its own reasons.
Yeah.
That was that.
So was
I don't,
Airbender.
dude. I don't know what's worse, that or the fucking Full Metal Alchemist. Oh my god, those are two of the worst I've ever seen in my life. Go watch them.
I'm not gonna watch that
No.
live action Full Metal for a long time because I just finished Full Metal months ago and I want that to
Here,
reside in my
here,
brain
here,
for
here,
as long
here.
as I can.
Don't ever fucking watch it. I was being sarcastic. It will ruin it for you. You will see it and you will be like, holy shit, who approved this? It is so bad.
So bad.
It is. It's fucking the worst.
Roots, you want to take us out?
Well, thank you, gentlemen, for your lovely topics. Anybody who's listening, please give us a follow. We're trying to get to 50 followers on Twitch. 50. If you missed any of this, then go to our YouTube page, Deep Roots Games. Spike, the seducer/producer, uploads all of our previous episodes for us to get copyright stricken on YouTube.
No, we're using mouth music now.
And mouth music. Oh, I'm jamming. Holy shit, that was incredible. With that being said, gentlemen, appreciate you guys coming here and us all having a discussion today.
Yeah, Roots. You the man, Roots.
You guys are fucking great. I think we need to go shoot stuff or do something now. So if you give us a follow us. We are going to stream some games. We love you guys. Highball, Spike, anything left to say?
Goodbye.
Don't forget the white.
Oh my God.